Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This is me, Darius Anucauskas from Easy Markets, and today is Thursday. We have quite an interesting day, I would say, coming up. We have a few pieces of information which might move the market. So yes, stay tuned. Do not tune out. We're going to talk about all that. We'll pick up on some indices, commodities, cryptos, and currencies. Basically, the usual stuff what we do here. So yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy the session, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, hello and good morning, everybody. Hi, this is me, Darius Anucauskas from Easy Markets, and today is Thursday. Yep, Thursday, 18th of July, 2024. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to this once again the Thursday's morning session, where we're gonna have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So yes, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest. I'm not going to disappear anywhere. I'm just going to mute myself for a little bit, finish off a few things here and there. We can continue. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So also just before we jump into the charts, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist. So now then, what's happening with the markets, ladies and gentlemen? Today is Thursday. Yes, as I said, what's happening with the markets? There we go. Nikkei. Look, I talked about this from Monday. No, sorry, from Monday. Monday I was off. From Tuesday. Basically, I said to keep your eyes on this 41,000 territory on my futures here, on the futures, and there we go. Boom. Fantastic movement here. Wonderful drop. Amazing. I mean, this I said to you, like, look, it looks like a possible kind of possibility for a move lower towards the 45-day EMA. Did I reach my target? I mean, just by a tick, we didn't reach the 45-day EMA, but that's fine. I'll take it. Very nice, very good. Good success here. Look, the weakness is coming in here most likely from the stronger Japanese yen, which I'll jump into in a bit. Because I need to go through. If somebody's joining in right now, just for the first time, just to let you know, I'm going through indices, commodities, cryptos, and currencies. So in that kind of order. If there and this you can see the big list basically here. If you don't see it, or in the description as well, you can. If you don't see it in there, then you can ask me. I mean, I can look into something else what's not on the list. But yeah, feel free. Feel free. Oh, sorry for the nose a little bit. Now, Nikkei 225 dropped fantastically. We've cleared the 41,000 zone. Amazing. I've reached my target. Now, great. Now let's chill. Now let's relax and see what we can do next. Basically, next is basically the same thing. I'm loving the area, the psychological area of 40,000 zone. If that gets cleared, yes, I'm going to go further south. That's kind of simple in a way. And at the moment, the only thing is that let's not rush into things, because let's see what's going to happen with this area, if we're going to get a hold up or not. If we do, then maybe a bit of a rebound here could be possible. But if that gets cleared, certainly yes. And we could see further declines towards the 39,000 zone or this 100-day EMA. Oh, Fiat Kid, good morning. Long time no see. Long time no see. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate that. You see, this is the thing. Even a simple hello, good morning kind of really brightens up your day. This is the positive. This is what I'm always advocating for. spread the positivity. If you don't feel like saying hello or good morning, honestly, force yourself, because good things will happen. And honestly, it's a good thing, to try to spread positivity in this not very this is where I'm going to confuse you. Not very not cruel world. Not very not cruel world. Yes. So, like I said, every time if you have a chance to spread positivity, do that, honestly. And yes. So, thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate that. Now, coming back to Nikkei. So, look, in general, I think that this big sell-off is also coming from the tech sector. Because I think that Trump came out yesterday. I think it was, yeah, came out with the idea of imposing tariffs on China and most likely on other countries as well. So, Raha, good morning. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is like you start spreading the positivity. People start commenting, and like, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Thank you very much for good morning. Honestly, just a simple good morning makes your life better. And I don't know. It's just it's great. It's really, really great. Thank you very much for that. If somebody else wants to throw in a hello and good morning there, honestly, be my guest. Look, but coming back to the Nikkei situation, basically, like I said, there are these tariffs that are somebody is trying to impose, and on China and Japan. Right? Okay. Let's see how that's going to happen. I mean, most likely that will happen because it's a good political, move. This way, protectionism and all that crap, which is happening right now, right? So, and that's why we're seeing Japanese stock market kind of drifting a little bit. So they're afraid because, look, they still do a lot of trade with the U.S. and especially on the technology side. So the tariffs could, yes, harm those exports from Japan a little bit. So now, and especially the fact that right now we're seeing the Japanese yen pushing nicely to the downside. That's another thing. But I'll get to the yen when I'll jump into the currency world, because there's a few things to mention in there. But now at this point, look how we can play this one out here with Nikkei. Look, we're having a nice, good little hold up here around that psychological 40,000 zone. So if that gets cleared, then yes, of course, further declines are possible. But if we can rebound, if we can see a little bit of a rebound here, something like this, basically, then okay, that's wonderful. I will consider a move back towards the 41,000 zone. I'll get even more comfortable with the upside if we clear the 41,000 zone. So yes, long story short, for now, it's a tricky moment here. So let me just adjust this very quickly. It's a tricky moment. I mean, it's a good moment because again, the things worked out nicely here for me. But now what's next? And I don't want to rush into things. I just want to like leave it there. And basically, yes, I mean, just keep an eye on that 40,000 zone, and if that gets cleared, yes, further declines are possible. China 50. China 50 continues to push higher. Now this is a little bit opposite than the Shanghai Composite, because that one is I think falling off the cliff or something. Let me just double check very quickly. Oh, apologies for my voice again. A little bit of tea can help the situation. Now, what I'm trying to check very quickly is the Shanghai Composite. Yes. So, what's happening there? Right. Okay. Now, Shanghai Composite is still holding on, which is fine. Which is okay. They drifted lower a little bit initially, but nothing to panic about, basically. So, but as I said to you yesterday, that with look, with the China 50 index, I think that right now it will continue pushing higher because we have the Chinese Communist Party gathering for a few days, and oh, there we go. Oh, anyway, so yeah, so we have the Chinese party. So basically, that's like a nice little thing here. Oh, look, we're gathering. We're actually, talking about positive things, and we're boosting the stock market. The usual political stuff, right? Nothing new, to be honest. But look, from the technical perspective, I talked about this, and I said that if we do rebound from that 11,840 zone, I will aim for my EMAs, which we've managed to clear. Fantastic. We're going further north. Now, at this point, I'm going to take a very cautious approach because we are approaching a key area of resistance around the 12,300 zone. If that gets cleared, yes, I'll go to the upside. ASX 200, let's have a look at this one. So, a bit of a roller coaster ride this morning here, and yes, we know why. We got the job numbers. We got the job numbers from Australia. Let's have a look at those. Let me just scroll here a little bit. Thursday, there we go. Employment change improved. Ooh, quite decently actually. Full-time employment change improved as well. Part-time employment change, yeah. Participation rate improved. Unemployment rate declined. Okay, so that's like lagging a little bit. Okay, interesting. But nevertheless, so that's why maybe this confusion here is happening. Look, on one hand, we have the U.S. tariffs and the proposed U.S. tariffs on other countries, but Australia, I mean, I don't know if how that's gonna how it's gonna play out in terms of those tariffs, but hey. For now, what I'm seeing here is that, yes, okay, we corrected back down. We pushed it a little bit higher. Initially, let me just double check which one was first. Yes, initially we pushed a little bit, initially we pushed a little bit lower. Then we popped higher, and then we are now correcting back down. So, okay. Right. So now, at this point, look, I will say the same thing, which I said yesterday. As long as we remain above the 7,000 kind of 971 territory, somewhere around here, which is the highest point of March of 2024, then yes, I will continue targeting the upside. For the downside, a drop below the 7,971 zone would be ideal for a few sellers. Why? Because we could see a bit of a larger correction back down. Just bear with me one moment. Let me just clear up my throat a little bit, and I'll be right back with you. And apologies for that little pause. I had to just clear up my throat a little bit because it's not a very pleasant sound. So, that's why I mute myself and I switch off my camera because, yeah, it's well, human nature. Anyway, I'm looking at this picture here, and then, yeah, it's all good. Looking at this picture here, look, for now, I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to continue targeting the upside. And yes, as long as we, let's say, remain above the psychological 8,000 zone, that could just kind of strengthen my position towards higher levels. Dow Jones Industrial Average. So, I mean, okay, I'm happy about this. I'm very, very happy because last week I talked about this and I said that, hey, look at this. I mean, my next target is the all-time high, the previous all-time high, but then at that point, the all-time high. Because what I said to you that before, that S&P and NASDAQ did their all-time highs. It was turn for Dow to do it, and look at the all-time high. I mean, wow. What a crazy move here. I mean, looking good here on the futures, and we cleared the 40,350 zone. We stayed above it, and there we go. This week, we are on fire. And we are also on fire because we have earnings. And let me just put the US here. So this week, Monday, BlackRock, we had the financial ones. Yesterday, we had the, let me just actually make a few adjustments here. Can I make the let's say the stronger companies, or no, that's not that. Anyway, it's okay because we'll figure this out. But basically what I want to say is, so yes, on Tuesday we had the financials here. Wednesday we had a few big companies like Johnson & Johnson, who delivered surprise earnings here at the EPS, on the EPS side. And then today, Thursday, we are getting Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. Is it that correct? Yes, Netflix right here. There we go. So we're getting Netflix, so we'll keep an eye, a close eye on that one. And is that coming out? Let me just double check. And that's coming out. And is that in the morning or after the bell? I think it's gonna be after. Yes, after the bell. After market close. Okay, so coming back to this, look, Dow for now is just is an animal. I mean, yesterday when I was covering Dow, we were kind of seeing a bit of a corrective move lower. But I said to you, look, I don't know, maybe it's going to continue pushing higher. But at this point, I mean, yes, in general, I'm aiming to the upside, but it's to end. Do I enter somewhere here? I no, because that's I mean I really don't know. I need some sort of clarity. I need some sort of like maybe like a rebound or something like that. But this, I mean, okay, if you're feeling very adventurous, then for sure, yes, do whatever you think you can do. And the only thing is that always remember to have your stop loss in place, because in case this reverses and goes sharply against you, then yeah, then that's a problem. So look, for now, I think that while we're in this earnings season, I think that there could be some more upside here, depending on, of course, a few other companies which will deliver their earnings, and those are coming up next week as well. Let's have a look next week. Yep, we will have. Okay. We need to look into this a little bit. From this calendar, I really don't like much. I mean, I'm talking about the earnings calendar. So the economic calendar is good, but the earnings calendar is a little bit problematic in my opinion. So long story short, for now, what should we do with the Dow? I think that we should just observe the price action and leave it, because I'm looking for this one to correct back down at some point, and I think that there are a lot of people. But am I, let's say, jumping in right now to try to capture the top? No, because again, this is a little bit difficult. I mean, it could still drift further north. I'm aiming for that 42,000 zone. I think that's a good area to target. And I will also I will invest in honey after this recommendation, as it will go viral. Which recommendation? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Which you mean be more specific, Fiat Kid. Be more specific. I'm because I mean maybe your comment is coming through a little bit later. Because I already kind of move on and I start talking. I've noticed that comments actually come in a little bit later. So let me know what you mean here. Yes, but if it's regarding my voice, then yeah, honey is always a good thing. Honey is always a good investment. Especially the fact that we're it's diminishing, and good quality honey is actually dropping. So anyway, so coming back to the situation here, like I said, 42,000, that's what I'm aiming for initially. I don't know if it's gonna, let's say, retrace back down or anything like that before, let's say, trying to hit the 42,000, or will it in general hit the 42,000, but in a way, this is what I'm going to be aiming for now. If I'm looking at some lower levels, I have to wait for some sort of clarity as well, because at this point it's just not like this. It's one of those moments, it's just not clear. So instead of, let's say, trying to capture something here, be a little bit careful. Certainly for those who are looking at shorter time frames, you can try to maybe look at the 1 hour or something like that, and let's say 30-minute chart here. Look, maybe some of you might say, hey, what about, let's say, if it starts dropping somewhere below this little territory, the 41,300? In a way, I would say, yeah, from the short-term perspective and from the short-term analysis, it could, but then it could drift a little bit lower here. Maybe, let's say, find support. Let me just do this very quickly. There we go, and there we go. Find support somewhere around here, rebound, and push back up. And this is where the moment where it's like, oh, but like it was such a good area, like, and this is where it could, I thought it was gonna go lower, but no, actually it's gonna drift lower. Yes, it will drift a little bit more to the downside, test the upside line, and rebound and push back up. So again, we've seen this happening several times, so that's why I'm not rushing this, and that's why I'm looking at the daily chart, because I like that one, and I think it's at the moment, I mean, look, you can keep an eye on this level, the 41,300. Yeah, we can keep an eye on it. Let's put it this way: as long as we stay above it, we can continue targeting the upside. But if we start falling slightly below it, then maybe this could lead to some larger corrections to the downside. Let's not rush into things. Let's keep it short and simple. But hey, at this point, the reason why I'm not getting, let's say, bearish, or I'm still aiming to the upside, because we're in the earnings season and we could still see some sort of like craziness which could affect the stock market, and especially the indices separately. Why I'm saying separately? Because this one is not feeling very well. This one, but in general, it's all working out fantastically. Why? Because I talked about it, and I said to you that and I talked about this idea here. I threw out an S&P index here, and basically I said keep your eyes on the retail sales as well. This is the idea that I threw out. No. Oh, there's a comment. There we go. By the way, thank you very much if Z Angus is watching. Thank you very much. Oh, he wanted to continue cross for a continuation of the run. Well, yeah, this is like the crossed fingers didn't really work, and there we go. Look, but this is the thing. If you remember, like 2 weeks ago I was talking about this, and 3 weeks ago I was talking about the 61.8 on the Fibonacci extension. Boom, fantastic. Honestly, looking good here, and this continues to hold, and that's why my upside scenario is going to be from here. At the moment, we're seeing a bit of a retracement, which is fine, but I think that this arrow needs to go a little bit this way. Yep, and this arrow can actually get rid of that for now. This 5,625, this is a new level that I've drawn yesterday. I think let's examine it. I'm not going to put too much emphasis on it. However, let's examine it. Let's see if it's going to hold or not. If it's going to continue to provide support, let's say, then yeah, that's going to be quite interesting in terms of the downside. Why? Because if that gets broken, this could be that gateway towards lower levels, or basically a larger correction to the downside. NASDAQ. NASDAQ, beautiful correction back down. Why? Everybody's getting out of tech anyway, and everybody's like jumping out of tech. And I think that given that Trump's proposal to kind of add more tariffs on China and some other countries, that's gonna be an interesting moment, because, and this is maybe why the U.S. tech is dropping, because hey, we all know where the components are coming from, right? We all do now. We all understand that, and it's not a secret. So that's why we're seeing, some weakness, potential hit of profits. Hey, I mean, looking at the top players here, there we go. Nvidia, time for a bit of a correction, right? And I think it's about time. So all you needed is just Trump, right? There we go. Look, on Nvidia, for example, here on this stock, their earnings are going to come in August only, so it's like a little bit later. But looking at this picture from the technical perspective, it's looking all very bearish. So this key area of support around 117.50, near the 45-day EMA on the daily chart here. So yes, all this is playing out nicely. If that gets cleared, yes, wonderful. I will go to the downside. A few adjustments have to be made here with the arrows. This upside line we can reuse it. And what we can do here is we can draw a descending triangle pattern, which according to all the TA rules tends to break to the downside. So long story short, for now, yes, I'm leaning a little bit more to the downside. However, a clearance is required. If I can get that clearance, wonderful, I will go lower. Coming back to the NASDAQ 100 here. Yep, the futures. We broke my upside line. We broke my 20,337 territory. Yes, so in a way, this is all looking a little bit more bearish. I'm still targeting the 45-day EMA. I think that's a good target, and I think I need to calm down with my arrow here and just aim for something around here. Just aim for something around here near the 19,700 zone, and I think that could be a good target to aim for in case we, let's say, drop below the 45-day EMA. Now, looking at the picture here, I mean, for now, yes, everything's pointing more towards the downside. So, hey, that's what I'm going to stick to. I do have some interesting levels here. This upside line, for example, taken from the low the 19th of April, and then we'll take it from there. German index DAX, the German index DAX, beautiful, beautiful rebound from the 45-day EMA. I talked about this. I said that keep your eyes on it because maybe this could, you know, hold and provide good support. But in general, I don't like the fact that it's kind of jumping around that 45-day EMA. I like the fact that it's holding, but I don't like that it's kind of keeps on coming back here. So at this point, look, I'm still cautiously bullish because we're still above this upside line right here, taken from the low of the 17th of June. So anyway, yes, I will continue targeting the upside. Yeah, of course, the all-time high near the psychological 19,000 zone on the futures here. But if that gets cleared, hey, a forthcoming higher high will be confirmed. The FTSE 100. Oh, by the way, before I jump away from this, you know what's happening today? And let me show you what's happening today. Let me just jump into top 20. There we go. So where's that? Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. There we go. There we go. So this is what's happening today. This is what's happening. Almost missed it. Almost missed it. ECB interest rate decision. So, of course, not only that we need to look at DAX, we need to have a look at the euro. And I'll get to that in a bit. But, hey, at the moment, the expectation is for a rate, for the rate to remain the same. No hikes, no cuts, nothing, just for the rate to remain the same. Let's see how that's going to play out. The euro right now is a little bit on the weaker side, and like I said, I'll jump into that in a bit. But coming back from here, I mean, I think maybe the market is expecting that there's not going to be any hikes, so that's in a way a good thing. Okay, there's no cuts, but we saw already some cuts from the ECB in June. So hey, everything's kind of in line. So now July time, let's see what's going to happen here. Will we get the same number? Most likely the same number. So I think that this is what the market is already kind of expecting, and we're seeing a bit of our some positivity in the German index. So maybe that could, you know, when the actual number comes out, maybe that could just continue helping the German index here, you know, reverse to the upside. The FTSE 100, let's jump into that one. There we go. Beautiful. I talked about this and I said to you, wait for it, because we are oscillating around. First of all, we're oscillating around the 45-day EMA. That's one. We're still stuck in this descending triangle pattern, which of course, according to all the TA rules, tends to break to the to the downside. However, we've seen this happening in the opposite direction, so maybe we could see, you know, a nice break here to the upside as well. So long story short, for now, we are being very careful here, and for now we are watching this 8,150 zone here. If that gets cleared, I will go lower. On a break of this downside line, I will go to the upside. For now, that's my game plan. Let's see which way this one's going to break out to. US dollar index, the last index here, and there we go. We're sliding. Fantastic move here to the downside below the 103.65 area, and yes, as long as we continue to trade below it, I'm going to go further south. Jumping into the commodity world, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday we created a new high, a new all-time high near the 2,483-84 zone, approximately around there. So I said to you yesterday that, look, as long as we stay above the 2,450 zone, I will continue targeting the upside, and there we go. We are still here. We're above the upper side of the rising channel. We're above the 2,450 zone. I will continue targeting the upside. If we fall below the 2,450, I will consider a bit of a move lower. Silver. Ooh, yes, I'm loving this. Honestly, I'm really loving this. If this is planning to go higher, this is just perfect. We corrected back down. We tested the 45-day EMA together with the psychological $30 mark, and we were staying above it, and we're still staying above it. So in a way, there is a chance for this one to move back up. So hey, let's see if that's going to be the case. If we can break the downside line here and we can push above the 31.55 zone right here as well, I will get very comfortable with some higher levels. For the downside, a drop below the psychological $30 mark could do the trick for a few more sellers here. Let's jump into oil. Beautiful. I mean, look at this. This is what I talked about yesterday. I said, if we continue to trade above the $80 mark, there is a possibility for a rebound. I mean, I didn't expect a rebound that much, but hey, the market, gives these gifts sometimes. This is just amazing. I said to you, like, if we stay above the $80 mark, I'm still somewhat positive, and there we go. We reversed. We broke the downside line as well, and this is basically all amazing in a way. I think that the positivity came from, if I read it correctly, from that there's still it's like diminishing supplies of oil stock in the U.S. Where did I see that? Where did I see that? If I'm not mistaken, honestly, don't quote me on that for now because I need to oil. Yeah, so there's a stock drop in the U.S. Yeah, it's like expected drawdown in the U.S. inventories according to EIA data. Let me just double check what came out yesterday. Let me just do that very quickly. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Imports stock change. There we go. Huge decline. There we go. EA crude oil stock change. Huge decline. Right. Okay. And there we go. This is what fueled the WTI oil to push nicely to the upside. And this is okay. Look, in general, I'm quite happy with this. I think that this is working out nicely. So for now, long story short, I think that, yes, I will continue targeting the upside, and my next target is the 84.5 zone, somewhere around here. But if you remember what I said previously, that if that gets cleared, 84.5 zone gets cleared, my next target is the 87.63, and then we'll just take it from there. So long story short, all eyes are on this because this is exciting. Let me jump into corn very quickly. You know what? I think it's time to let it go because corn is not really doing much. So you know what? I'll just leave it here. But at the moment, I think that the fact that we drifted back above the 394, 93 zone right here. Yeah, and that's something that I am keeping a close eye on here. Look, I'm still keeping an eye on this highlighted zone. I like it. So if we do drop again below it, I'll go lower. Soybeans, bit of a retracement, which is fine. Again, I think I need to change my commodities here, these soft commodities, which I'm looking at. I think that other ones are a little bit better, but hey, for now, it's still, we're in this little correction mode, which is fine, but in general, I'm leaning towards the downside. Bitcoin, so a bit of a correction back down, which is fine, which is okay. I think that there were some news, yeah, because of the crypto, because of the stock market. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going through the news right now. Right, okay. So basically, I think it's just a little correction before another possible leg of buying, so that's fine. Fiat Kid, what do you think about BTC? 4-hour CME gap could be filled this week. I see a possible downtrend and the opportunity to DCA on the way down. In terms of like on the 4-hour chart, let me just BTC. Okay, let me just double check. I don't see a gap for CME BTC on BTC 1. If you're talking this one, Bitcoin futures, right? Okay. So you mean this one, this gap? Okay. If you're talking about this one, the BTC futures, let me just have a look. So this gap. Now, you know what? Look, for now, if we are examining this chart, if this is just, can you confirm if this is the chart that you're referring to? This gap here. I mean, I'm assuming that this is what if you're asking if we can fill this gap. If that's the one, oh, honestly, YouTube, come on. If this is lagging again, this is like, I mean, I don't know. Let me just refresh the studio here. Yes, there we go. I mean, the comments are lagging, honestly. Like, so look, if we're analyzing this and you're thinking that this might be filled, look, in general, the theory that the gaps get filled all the time, it's not really correct, because sometimes it may take a few years to fill in the gap. Uh, in sometimes actually, um, you should not rely that like the logic of in terms of logic of let's say the gaps get filled in the short run. No, this is the problem. The gaps get filled, but they can get filled after like a few years, after a decade, for example, right? Like for example, with if you look at something like with the yen, now that don't rely on this too much. I think instead here, what you can see here is you, and this is what I have on my chart as well, is something of a falling channel pattern. And do I see some more upside? Yeah, because at the moment everything is like on a hype, and something like basically around this. Everything is on hype, and the whole hype is around the vice president nominee, because he's like apparently like pro crypto or whatever. I honestly, I don't, I will believe it when I'll see it. At this point, it's just a rumor. So everybody's like, buy the rumor, sell the news, right? But at this point, everybody's in that rumor mode, and I think that there are some reports that you can see like this Vitalik Buterin, who's like also like supporting Trump, and I think that everybody now expects Trump to win, and that's why everybody suddenly gets this vision that oh, everything's gonna be pro crypto. Um, that's the rumor. That's the rumor. Do we have any like solid grounds for that? No, we don't. Do we, like, is there like a legislation or something that, hey, suddenly we're going to accept cryptos as payments in the US, right? No, there's nothing like that. So everybody's hyped on the rumor, which is fine. This is how the market kind of works in a way. So what I'm saying is that, look, don't really rely on the fact that for me, in order to fill this gap, what I would like to see here is let's say on this chart, on this specific my chart, where's that arrow? I would like to see a drop below the 100-day EMA. If I can get a drop below the 100-day EMA, then yeah, I mean, most likely the gap will be filled. But if we continue to trade above all these EMAs, if we continue to trade somewhere above this territory right here, which is somehow acting as a good area of support, this 64,000 zone, yeah, then I'll continue targeting the upside. Very simple. I'm not going to try to overcomplicate my life here. I think that as long as we stay above all the EMAs here and this 64,000 zone, yeah, I will continue targeting the upside. And I mean, unless it starts falling below this 61 or this 100-day EMA right here, which I have is shown as the green line, then yeah, I will consider maybe a bit of a move lower. But at this point, unfortunately it's just pushing nicely to the upside. And just because, like I said, just because everybody's like freaking hyped about the whole JD thing, the whole kind of vice president thing. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in, unfortunately. But yeah, kid, yeah, I cannot, let's say, be a little more specific, so apologies for that. Yeah. Hopefully that helps. I don't know. Anyway, jumping in back into Bitcoin Cash. Look, now this is where my problem is that actually with the support, let's say, to the downside, right? We're seeing like struggling Bitcoin Cash, for example, to move higher. And somebody might say, oh, Bitcoin Cash is actually struggling to move higher. Ethereum is also stuck here a little bit. Hey, maybe there's going to be more like downside, actually. Maybe Bitcoin will reverse back down. Yeah, could be the case, of course. The only thing is that maybe this is lagging because it's just lagging. Because Bitcoin tends to move kind of first, and then other cryptos pull after it, kind of go after it. So maybe on the contrary, maybe this is actually an opportunity, for those bulls. I'm not saying to buy here, but for me to, if it starts pushing above the 400 zone right here, then yeah, I will go higher. Very simple. At the moment, for me to get a little bit more bearish, and this is where I will redraw a few things here. If for me to get bearish, I will probably wait for a drop somewhere below this 348 zone, something like that. However, to get even more bearish, to get more comfortable with the downside, I think a drop below the 297 here would be required. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to allow it to settle down a little bit. Maybe it'll drift lower, because why I'm allowing it from this territory, not, let's say, higher here, because let's say if it drops a little bit lower here, tests this 350 zone, finds good support, rebounds, pushes higher, then we'll see ourselves a nice little inverted head and shoulders pattern. Left shoulder here, head, and it could be the right shoulder. And then the beautiful neckline, which is my 400 barrier. Again, just an idea, food for thought. Ethereum, so correction back down here, still holding below this downside line, which is fine, which is okay. Look, I would say everything's kind of still somewhat positive. Yes, this downside line is holding okay. If we can break it, you know, and we can clear the 3,524 zone right here, yeah, great, more buyers could join in. My downside scenario, of course, ideally is from around here, but I think that maybe we can actually start looking at some lower levels if we do drop below this area right here, the 3,215 zone, and then we'll just take it from there. Litecoin. Litecoin is at an interesting spot here as well. So we're seeing a hold up near the 45-day EMA. That's fine. I talked about it. I mentioned it. Still, I'm considering something like this. So maybe a bit of a retracement here could be possible. That's absolutely fine. If we find good support near the 0.67 territory and we hold, maybe a bit of a nice rebound. Basically, maybe this curved arrow to the upside here could work out. In case we don't do that and we decide to clear the 76 zone straight away, yep, I'm going to go further north. Ripple very quickly. Beautiful correction. Fantastic. Actually, thank you very much. Yesterday, we had a good rally. I talked about the 0.6439 zone. We came very close to it. That's absolutely fine. We're now seeing a bit of a retracement. So, look, long story short, I think that a bit of a retracement back down here is possible. I mean, actually, to be honest, we're already getting it, so yeah, of course it's possible. What I'm talking about is that I want to actually see a hold up here. I want to see a hold up, and I want to see a retest of this downside line, which you cannot clearly see probably, but it's here. It's here. I will put it thicker like this. So it's here, and this broken downside line could be retested from the other side. So let's see if that's going to be the case. If not, if we if we retest it but we break it, yep, I'll consider a move lower. Dogecoin very quickly, still holding below this downside line. And once again, I said to you that maybe this is lagging. Maybe it's not, maybe it's gonna, you know, break higher. But or maybe if you're thinking that, oh, you know what, downside line is providing good strong resistance, I think this is gonna go lower. Yeah, it could. However, I would rather wait for a drop, and this is where a few adjustments have to be made. I think this level no longer needed. I think we need to mark something around here. This is the first level to watch, the 0.1134. If that gets cleared, then I'll go towards my 0.090 area somewhere around here. And then we'll just take it from there. Let's jump into the forex world, ladies and gentlemen. AUD USD. So we're seeing some positivity in the Australian dollar here. Yep, a little bit. We're seeing, yes, a rebound from this territory. I talked about this rebound in my morning videos this week. I said to keep your eyes on the upside line together with the 0.6714. Yep, it provided good support. So hey, right now we're seeing a rebound. We're seeing a push back up. Let's see if we can climb back towards the 0.6781. And yeah, if that gets cleared, I will go further north. For the downside, of course, a drop below this area is required in order to go lower. AUDJPY. AUDJPY, this is a beautiful flirt with the 105 zone. So basically, the level maybe did not act as a good area of support. However, actually, did this work? Somewhat. Okay, I would say, yeah, maybe this could be highlighted this way. So, right, okay. Look, I would say this way, that if we are looking for some higher levels, then a push above the 106.55 area is required. If we're looking for some lower levels, I think a drop below the 104 or 105 zone or 104.62 is kind of you know, could be a nice, good, area to keep an eye on here. If we do clear this highlighted zone, the top one, the bigger, the wider one, then yes, I will aim for the 100-day EMA. In general, with the Japanese yen, look, everybody's talking about the intervention from the government where apparently they bought a lot of yen, a lot of trillions of yen. I think it's 6 trillion or something yen that they bought, and that's why we saw this. It was before the US CPIs that came out, so maybe they tried to protect themselves, and now we're seeing a nice drop here on AUDJPY. The same story with other Japanese yen pairs, where the Japanese yen is strengthening. We're seeing that, and look, maybe this is also done because to show that so that the BOJ would not have to do anything at the end of this month, like neither a cut nor a hike. I mean, everybody's expecting them to go for a hike, but where's that? Japan. Next, where's that? The inflation. By the way, tomorrow inflation numbers are coming out from Japan, so keep your eyes on those. But where's that? Is that week after? Let me just unemployment, industrial Wednesday. There we go. Interest rate decision. There we go. So basically, they're expected on the 31st of July to do they were expected to do a hike. However, now, given that the yen is getting stronger, they will say, hey, we don't need to do that. It all worked out nicely. So I think that what could happen here is that, yes, I mean, we could still see a drift lower further south, maybe all the way up until the end of the month. And this is like, this could justify the whole idea of not hiking, and this is where basically all the pairs could reverse. But at this point, I think for now there is a chance that this could drift further south, to be honest. So let's stick to that idea. NZDJPY, same story. Look at this. I mean, wow, this is just, I mean, I talked about this yesterday. I said that, look, maybe we're having a falling wedge pattern here, which according to all the TA rules tends to break to the upside. However, we broke lower, and okay, we fell below the 100-day EMA, so that's absolutely fine. For now, I mean, this is working out. I talked about this, and I said that my next target then is the 200-day EMA. To be honest, I'm not going to be surprised if this is going to end up traveling there with the weak New Zealand dollar and the strong Japanese yen. Yep, I think the 200-day EMA could be a nice good target. CHF-JPY, on the other hand, it's stuck because CHF is also on the stronger side. And there we go. Look at this. We're struggling. We're oscillating around the 45-day EMA. We're struggling to move lower, basically creating something like a let me just tidy up the chart a little bit here. We're creating something like a bearish flag. But either way, if this is a bearish flag, then we need a clearance. And for me, the clearance probably would be this. This drop below the 175.88 zone. If that gets cleared, yes, a forthcoming lower low will be confirmed. CAD CHF. Beautiful decline here on the CAD CHF. It's not actually the weakness of the Canadian dollar. I think it's the strength of the Swiss franc. And there we go. Look at this drop. I mean, look, what I will do here is I will remove everything and start fresh because I want to have a fresh look, and I think that this 0.6436 zone is something that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on. Yep, I will keep an eye on some of these hurdles here as well. So this 0.6393 zone could be a nice good target as well. And look, for now, it's the barrier here, the 0.6436 area is something that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on. Yeah, this is basically this key area of support here is something that I'm going to be watching here. If that gets cleared, a forthcoming lower low will be confirmed. If you're looking for some higher levels on this one, what I suggest here is to maybe wait for a push at least somewhere back above the 0.6495 zone right here, and then we can consider a move to the upside, but only for a little bit. I'm not going to say that we're going to go much to the upside. No, only for a little bit, because this downside line here is something that I'm going to be watching carefully. So yes, I think that could be a good line to keep an eye on. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do here. Jumping into USDJPY. So of course the main pair we look at this. Yesterday I talked about this and I said to you, keep your eyes on this upside line together with the 157.17. Boom. Amazing. This worked out beautifully. Now we're seeing a nice little hold up below the 100-day EMA, and I'm going to continue targeting the downside as long as we stay below the 100-day EMA. If we climb back above it, I'll take a bit of a neutral stand. But if we start, pushing somewhere above this area, then yep, I will get comfortable with some higher levels, slightly higher levels here. Push above the 45-day EMA and above the 158.62 zone here could be nice. The US dollar against the Swiss franc, beautiful hold up here, beautiful hold up, and yeah, it's an area that I'm keeping a close eye on. So look, good area of support. Let's see if we can clear that and stay below it. I mean, we cleared it already twice here, but we failed to remain. I need to see, maybe actually, you know what, the weekly candle could do the trick here. Yep, if the weekly candle stays below that hurdle, yes, further declines here could be possible. If at the end of the week, basically, we remain below this area, then yes, I'm going to get more excited with further declines, and we can then aim for something around here near the 0.8730, and we will just take it from there. US dollar against the Canadian dollar, I'm still positive. I'm still positive in this one. Why? Because we remain above all the EMAs. I'm not going to say anything else apart from that. If we continue to trade above all the EMAs here, I'm going to continue aiming to the upside. For the downside, a drop below the 1.36 zone here is required for me in order to go lower. GBP CAD, yep, a bit of a retracement, which is fine. Nothing major here, but hey, GBP CAD here is seen correcting back down. Why? Because we're seeing oil pushing nicely. Let me just go back into this calendar. Just jump into here. We'll see what's happening here as well. Look, yes, as I said, GBP, I think it had a good run, but now given that oil has strengthened, it's kind of strengthening the Canadian dollar as well. Let me just double check if there's any news from UK today. Yes, employment numbers, and so those are coming out today. Very oh no, sorry, they came out already. Unemployment 4.4. Okay, sorry, my bad on this one. Employment change, okay-ish. I mean, better than the previous for sure. Average earnings, as expected, lower than the previous, but as expected. Okay, that's absolutely fine. So nothing else for today. And from Canada, no, nothing else as well. So basically, okay, we had the moves, we had the now we're just seeing what's going to happen next here. But basically, look, I will still stick to the upside as long as we stay above this territory right here, above the 1.76 zone. And if we do drop below it, then I will consider a move lower. I do understand that this is a big area to miss out on, but hey, look, if you're aiming for some higher levels still, then keep your eyes on yesterday's high near the 1.7828. If that gets cleared, yes, a forthcoming higher high will be confirmed. GBP-JPY, very quickly, there we go. Of course, the Japanese yen, the whole government intervention thing is helping boost the Japanese yen here against its major counterparts, which, to be honest, about time. I think it's all coming at a perfect timing because this way the BOJ won't need to go for any hikes at the end of this month. So everything's like, aligning nicely. They will say, oh, but it's the economy. Yeah, of course. Everything is like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Congratulations. There we go. So everything's working out. So the government is kind of giving a helping hand to the people, and yes, I mean, I think that everybody was worried that inflation might spiral, and it became very expensive for people. Yes, you've managed to improve your trade balance, but and you managed to attract more tourism. But I think now it's time to control it a little bit, and I think that this is the only way that they can do it. But in general, well, do I consider further declines? Yes, I do, because we are still below this upside line. Yes, we're above the 45-day EMA, but if that gets cleared, I'm leaning actually a little bit more towards the downside in that case. Let's see. In terms of the upside, I think that it's we can actually keep an eye on the we can keep an eye on this upside line and this 203.84 zone. If we climb back above it, this might attract a few more buyers into the game. GBP and ZD. GBP and ZD, we're getting a little hold up here below the 2.14 area. I talked about it. I said to you, yes, we were getting these false breakouts, but they're just false breakouts. We need to see a stronger move above this in order to go further north. GBP NZD right now is, yes, the NZD is on the weaker side, and that's why we are seeing some sort of a hold up right now. So let's not rush into things for now. Maybe, yes, I'm considering maybe a bit of a retracement here at some point if we continue to struggle to overcome the 2.14 zone. GBPUSD very quickly. GBPUSD yesterday, look at this. We had a pop above that 1.30 zone. I talked about it. We traveled higher, almost reached the 1.3050, and then we reversed back down. We're now resting on that 1.30 zone. Let's see if we can stay above it. If we struggle to stay above the 1.30 zone, maybe a bit of a retracement here back down could be possible. Euro Aussie, haven't looked at this one for quite a while, as you can see by the skewed arrows. Let me remove everything and start fresh. Some lines I'll bring back, of course, like for example this one. It's somehow doing a good job, the 1.6218. Where's that? This is the next target, the 1.6420. If we continue to trade somewhere above the 45-day EMA, shown as the red line here, if we start dropping below it, I will consider, and if we drop below the 1.6175 zone right here, I will consider a correction back down. Maybe not a strong one, but at least somewhere up until here, because maybe we have this to keep in mind. This could be this good target, but hey, for now, I think that there is still a chance for a move higher. But hey, this is what I need to see here first. Euro GBP, very quickly. So we rebounded from the 0.84 territory. We flirted with it yesterday. That's fine. It's still providing good, strong support. So basically, you can, long story short, you can say that if we clear it, we can go lower. At the moment, we're seeing a rebound, so we're just going to observe the price action. If you're looking for some higher levels, I think for me personally, a push, well, in the short run, maybe I can make a few adjustments here, actually. A push above this downside line. Oh, yes, actually could be nice. A push above this downside line could open the door to some higher levels. Why? Because we have the 45-day EMA as well. So if that gets cleared, more buyers here could join in. For the downside, a drop below the 0.84 zone here could do the trick for a few more sellers, and then we'll just take it from there. Euro JPY, beautiful move lower, and yeah, so far so good. I talked about this. I just wanted to pick up on this very quickly because I talked about this yesterday. We fell below this hurdle, the 171.64. We fell below the 45-day EMA. I said my next target is this upside line, which we almost managed to test, but that's okay. We'll take that, maybe that we could still do that today because we already retraced. We tested the 45-day EMA area. We found strong resistance, and now we're drifting back down. Maybe the bears will continue to hold to this one. And to be honest, as long as we remain below the 45-day EMA, I'm going to aim for the downside. I'll aim for this upside line. And finally, Euro USD. Beautiful pop. Beautiful stay above the 1.09 area. Yesterday I've mentioned this. So hey, so far so good. My next target is this downside line taken from the high of the where's that 18th of July of 2023. Good potential target because that's the upper side of the triangle where we are currently sitting in. So we're basically coiling up. Let me just adjust this. This no longer is required, but this we can actually reuse. We can use it as an upside line here, and yep, something like this basically could be possible. So look, long story short, for now, I'm leaning towards the upside, even as long as we stay above this upside line here. Actually, this could be a good indication. And look, today we have the ECB, so be prepared because the ECB is expected to to keep the rates the same. Most likely, all the action could come in during the press conference. So basically, half an hour after the interest rate decision. So just be careful with that. So yes, we could see some action when the rate when the rate gets announced. But I think that after that, we could. like I said, see some more action half an hour later and during the press conference of Christine Lagarde. So keep that in mind. It could be quite interesting. Like I said, my target is this downside line. If we continue to trade above the 1.09 area and this upside line. If we start clearing it, all these two, both of those, then I will consider maybe a bit of a move lower. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's it for this session. Thank you very much for watching, listening. I really appreciate your time, your comments, your likes, your views, everything. Honestly, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So, if you want to catch me tomorrow morning, we'll just have a quick recap of what happened during this week. And we did have a lot of things. So yes, we'll have a recap of what happened, how to prepare ourselves for next week as well. So yes, tune in tomorrow, 6 o'clock GMT time with me, Darius Anucauskas. And yes, I hope you'll enjoy the session. For now, stay safe, have your stop losses in place, risk only what you can afford to lose, don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and